Right, welcome back, Broken Blades. After a month of no D&D sessions, we find that, well, for most of us anyway, we find ourselves back in the Forgotten Realms. So to recap where we're up to, I feel like we're approaching the pointy end of this arc of the campaign. On a mission from Phandalin, from Thornton. The Blades have made their way to the loggers' camp in the north end of Neverwinter Woods, to find the camp emptied, with some strange footprints of look like a hooved animal. I think we determined that it was a boar, transforming into to some human footprints, and before our bold adventurers could really do much about investigating that, they were assaulted from underground, by some ankegs, who burrowed up from underground and attacked, and in an effort to save his teammate who had taken a bit of damage, Mr. Nicodemus von Morgenstern cast the Thunder Step spell, and the sound of which, reverberating for a 300-foot radius, summoned a whole fuck ton of other ankegs, including including a queen ankeg, which the party made swift work of. We rejoin in the immediate aftermath of that battle, in the loggers' camp. So you had sort of checked over the bodies of the ankegs. There was nothing doing there. They're just big insects, really. And yes, so as the battle ends and the sound of your blood pulsing in your ears starts to subside, Nix, you feel the sense growing in the back of your mind, something that's been bothering you, and a sort of niggling, tingling sensation up the back of your spine since you arrived here. Something to do with those footprints, something to do with just a sort of general sense of unease. Your ranger senses are telling you that something's not right. And yeah, you feel ill at ease and uncomfortable where you are right now. Something's beside the ankegs is amiss here. Horace the horse, yeah.
Brother and come back with a written confirmation that the delivery was made.
You'll all be pleased to hear that I had also forgot to unmute Discord again. So
Perfect. Great. Excellent.
Fantastic.
Great.
okay. So yeah, so the mission here was to deliver the supplies to Tybor Wester, who's Harbin Wester's brother and the head of this logging camp. But yeah, you've sort of found the place decimated and emptied. But as yet pretty unexplored by yourselves. You'd really just sort of checked out this one campfire towards the southeast of the camp before the ankegs attacked. So
I should go and check out this building over here.
Yeah.
The logs. Yeah.
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
that building? Is that like the? That looks like the only permanent structure in this camp, right? Everything else kind of looks temporary.
Doesn't
Yeah,
really.
yeah. It's like that building looks to be sort of the like the office, if you like, of the camp.
We did check the these tents down here on the southeast.
Yeah, you had a search through there and found the sort of various sort of detritus that the loggers had left behind. I don't think there was anything particularly interesting there though.
But you also mentioned some tracks.
Some tracks to be, yep.
Building first.
Yes.
Building. Yeah.
Finish the job first before we get sidetracked.
So
Yeah,
next,
building.
as you sort of approach towards the ruined building right here in the middle of the camp, you start to, that sensation niggling in the back of your mind grows to almost like you can hear rumbling, like a rumble of thunder, almost like a sort of pulsating type kind of sound.
Horse.
Is your tummy
Horse. And the back of your head, sort of drawing you towards the fireplace in that room.
Wow.
I don't like that.
I'll be brave. Let me check the
You guys
fireplace.
hear that?
I mean, we don't even know. It's just Nyx,
Yeah.
right?
It's just Nyx.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant you as in collective you. My apology.
So they don't hear this rumble.
Only you.
It's only in your
Mm.
stomach.
Probably isn't.
Snickers.
Probably need some cheese.
I want a Snickers.
Okay. Well, I'll go look at it.
We don't hear
Okay.
nothing.
I think it's coming from this fireplace thing. I'm gonna go probably stick my hand in it or something.
Maybe you
Okay.
should check it for traps.
Okay, I'm gonna check it for traps first.
Okay,
Because that's what Vale
sure,
would do.
but go ahead and make an investigation check for me then, please.
14.
14. Okay, cool. So no traps. What you do find is a small, looks like a sort of handmade idol. It's 3 sticks, wound together with twine and sort of crudely painted on the point in the middle where the strings kind of all wrapped around. They're sort of crudely painted 3 lightning bolts, a symbol that you recognise from your time at the Tower of Storms. You feel that that idol has been placed there for a purpose. It feels like it has been imbued with something dark, and that almost it has been put there, yeah, to cause ill fortune for the people around it.
Ill fortune.
Yeah, that seems like bad juju. I don't know.
Bad juju or a hex.
Are you going to share that information with us?
Yes, there's a thing here. Seems bad.
Magical?
Look.
Is? I don't know.
So the only other person that sort of starts to feel what Nyx is feeling from it is Wisp. The rest of you sort of don't pick up the same juju that Nyx is picking up.
Oh, so I get that like weird unsettling feeling too then.
Mm-hmm. and
Okay.
you sort of you start to hear the same sort of roll of thunder and sort of then now becoming sort of spattered in amongst that. You also hear like the odd flash of lightning, but looking up to the sky, it's a clear day. It's nothing.
Does anybody know how
So-
to dispel magic?
I think I do. I didn't know if should I have to inspect it first, or do we already establish that it's just a magical thing?
You could. What's that check you do on it?
If you can determine the magical
Perception,
nature of it with like an Arcana check. If
Okay.
someone wants to make an Arcana check
I
for me,
can do
whisper
that.
next. Yeah.
Do we recognize the rest of us? Do we recognize the symbol on it?
Yeah, I mean, you've had recent experience of the.
Well, I had a 4.
The symbol of the storm lord. Yeah, with a 4, you could you know.
Yep, that's magical, right?
Yeah, that's magical, right? But like the nature of it is remains unknown to you. Yeah, and your assumption that of it being magical is simply because the magical effect that you're experiencing, rather than any great insight into its nature.
All right, what do you guys think? Should I attempt to dispel it, or do we have concerns, or do we just want to leave it?
Well, is it? Does it feel?
I mean, it doesn't feel good at all.
It doesn't feel good. Okay. I don't
Last-
care.
The last time we encountered anything with that symbol on it, it was causing ships to crash. Now it's here among this carnage. If we can dispel it, we probably should.
Mm,
Okay. Just gonna say, I don't know if I'll have enough energy to revive anyone if anything happens, so be careful.
Oh, God.
I will dispel it.
So you're casting
By the way,
dispel,
no.
casting
Yeah, that's
right.
dispel magic at 3rd level, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as you sort of hold it in one hand, and kind of make the arcane symbols in the air above it, that you need to sort of dispel the magic. The idol itself starts to glow, with a sort of deep green light, and as you release the dispel magic spell, a sort of shimmer passes across that field of light, and the magic effect dissipates immediately. As that happens, the sound of the storm in your and Nix's head subsides.
Whew, okay. Get fucked,
Oh,
magic.
that was
All right,
weird.
sorry.
What are we left with?
Concerned.
A small pile of sticks and some string.
Hmm.
Did we just?
So do you
get
think
hit by
someone's
full
put a
metal
curse on this
wire?
whole area?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Wonder.
Nix, what you do notice, as the magic is dispelled, and the sound of the storm in your head subsides, as a familiar magical vibration in the pocket where you keep your pack of cards.
It's doing the thing again, guys. The vibrating cards are happening.
Well, open them.
Have a
Okay.
look.
So yeah, once again, that sort of familiar glow from inside the pack of cards is once again present. You want to pull out the glowing card?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. So as you pull the card out, you see that the art on it is the head of a what looks like a gorgon. So it's like the face of a beautiful woman, but with long fanged teeth and instead of hair, there are like a shock of a whole clutch of snakes kind of fanning out from her head. The card that you hold is Medusa. And as the glow intensifies and you sort of drop the card on the floor in the way that you have done in the past, that still image projects up into the air for all to see. The scene that now kind of envelops you is in the woods. You're in a woodland, and a woodland that you don't recognise. On the trees around you are unfamiliar. They look different from any of the trees in this part of the Sword Coast, where it's all sort of ancient oaks and pine trees and greenery. This is a much more kind of ethereal looking forest. The some of the trunks of the trees look almost sort of shades of white or silver. The foliage and the canopy of the trees is sort of shades of reds and russets and oranges, and you see set within that kind of fey looking forest, the elder male elf that you've sort of recognised as, probably you've assumed as your father, and a young sort of pre-adolescent elf girl, probably now about the age of 11. And it looks like a hunting lesson. So father is teaching daughter to stalk deer. So out in the distance, you can sort of see a white buck just sort of grazing on the floor of the forest, and the young girl holds a simple bow with an arrow nocked and drawn, aimed at the buck, and the father's sort of down next to her, almost kind of whispering in her ear, coaching her through the shot that she's about to make. You see once again that the father has an ornate white and gold bow slung across his back, and as you sort of take in that scene and watch that sort of father-daughter teaching moment, and try and sort of commit to memory as much of the surroundings as you can, and try and just think and rack your brain about where you might have seen this place before, and is this somewhere that you recognise? Can you think? The image flashes out, and the glow of the card that dissipates, and once again sort of becomes mundane. Pick it up, put it back in its pack.
I wish I could remember.
That forest was beautiful.
It didn't look local.
No, I don't know.
What about Medusa, though? That's scary.
It is an that is an interesting image to come from the Medusa card.
What does the Medusa card usually mean? Do they have different meanings, each card?
I don't know.
So if I recall, Your checks that were done around about when we identified this as a sort of tampered with deck of many things, were just enough to identify it as a deck of many things. Like, I don't think the checks were good enough that anyone would have had any specific knowledge of what specific cards are or do.
I mean, I have a reference sheet, but
But yeah, Jen has a reference sheet.
I like Nyx pulls out her reference sheet from her bag.
Jen has her own deck of many things, but Nyx knows nothing.
I'm trying to remember what the other cards were.
Do you want a wee recap?
Do you have a list there handy?
Do I have a list?
I know one was balance.
Uh-huh. So the cards that you've seen so far have been the Vizier, which was like an old wizard guy, the Balance, the Moon, and Medusa.
Okay, I'm gonna separate these just for my own personal reference.
We checked the tents on the northeast side.
I don't think you did yet.
May
No,
I
just the bottom ones.
while we're noodling this, may I go and check those out?
Sure. Go and make a. What do you? I think you're going to just have a search through them and see what's in there. Okay. Investigation check then, please.
12. Wait, let me just double check. 12.
Okay.
The worst rogue.
They are tents of loggers who are not going to be security minded anyway. Like, there is, bedrolls, changes of clothes, logging tools, woodworking tools, nothing of any particular value.
No bodies or anything.
Interest, no bodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've got to be somewhere.
While you're doing that, if you're kind of looking for bodies, if you want to make a bit of a nature check as well.
13.
13, okay.
I could be using my whole subclass for this, but you know what? It's fine.
Okay, so with a 13, you can put sort of the 2 and 2 together that the Ankegs have probably, given what they were trying to do to you, the Ankegs have probably
pulled all the bodies under?
Escaped underground and made breakfast of whatever they found. So yeah, it looks as though there's that's in all likelihood that's what's happened, is that the workers in the camp have been dragged down into the depths by the Ankegs.
Any more thoughts about your that projection, Nyx? I found nothing, by the way. I'm pretty sure that the Ankegs ate everybody.
We haven't checked that building yet, have we?
Not yet. Vale's gonna yell out towards the building, Westar!
You see, as you kind of look over, 2 hands kind of appear at the bottom of a window just overlooking the log pile there, and you see, with what looks like great effort, Wester sort of pull himself up. Yes!
That's our meal ticket. Come on, let's go help him.
Yeah, let's go help Mister.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's start making our way over there.
Making our way.
Don't start it here.
Making our
Well,
way
I saw
downtown.
Ori's message about not moving her body, and I was like, can't move my body.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't feel my legs.
It's towards the end of campaign 2 when Sam starts doing it for everything. Like when if Matt says like shaking or anything like that, he's like shaking.
I
my leg.
always
Like,
and
it
it's
fucking
and
kills me. Man.
oh yeah. Oh.
Cool. So, is anyone going in? I'll zoom in a bit into the building for the purpose of the
Yeah.
viewer.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, like, as you approach the cabin, it appears to be just a bit of sort of private residence for Wester on one hand, and a bit of a kind of an office for the logging camp on the other. You can hear inside Wester going, "Please come and help, please. The door's open."
Can I check the door for traps?
Yeah, make an
I
investigation
just don't-
check.
this is Wester's brother, y'all. I don't trust him. 16.
16. Okay, door's not trapped. You're good.
Okay. All right. Free to go in. It's not trapped. I'm not going in yet.
Okay. Anyone else want to be
I'll
brave
go
enough
in.
to step into the room? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go in.
So as you enter the room, you see that the door on the other side that sort of enters into the office is barricaded with what looks like a sort of desk and chair and a hat stand and stuff like that, and also the remnants of what sort of appears to be a wheelchair.
Oh.
Wester's brother Tybor sort of sits propped up underneath the window, his legs sort of obviously non-functional and bound together, and he greets you with a real tone of relief in his voice, but unlike his brother, you can tell that there's a bit of an air about him, actually, that he in spite of his sort of physical difficulties, he strikes you as being quite a kind of commanding presence. So as you enter the room and you sort of take in the scene, he's I thank you. I don't know how much longer I could have survived here. Those things attacked and they took my men, and my chair was smashed, and I've been trapped in here for a few days now. So your arrival is both timely and welcome, sir. May I have the honor of your name, please?
I'm Nicodemus von Morgenstern. My compatriots and I, we come from Phandalin with supplies.
And you could not have done so at a better time. I only wish that you could have been a few days sooner, and my men may have survived. But please, my brother is the town master, the mayor of Phandalin. You may have met him, Harbin Wester. What news? What news from Phandalin?
I'll look over my shoulder.
Your brother is a dick.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I see you. At least you have met him.
Yeah, he
Here,
knows
have
us
some
very
water.
well.
Have some water. And Vale's gonna walk over and give him her water skin.
And he drinks thirstily from it, like downs the lot of it, and kind of hands it back to you and wipes his lips, and he's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And he's kind of looking at you expectantly, as if, like, "What's your name?"
Oh, hello. My name is Vale,
There.
and we are the Broken Blades.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Broken Blades, you're adventurers, I assume.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Well, I'm sure there will be time for us to get to know each other. Is there anything news of my brother? How is what's happening back in Phandalin?
Well, we don't know where your brother is,
We do.
do we? I thought he'd
Yes.
run away from town.
He is now in Neverwinter.
Oh, well, yeah, he's gone to Neverwinter.
He is no longer the town master of Phandalin.
I see.
He just got really freaked out about the dragon, and then he started doing erratic things, and then there was an election, and then now somebody else is in charge.
Has there been?
Well, it certainly sounds like my brother.
What,
Okay.
Nicodemus?
I was saying, had they? I thought he was still campaigning.
No, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that he is now in charge, which is why all the changes started happening.
Yeah, they haven't officially started having the election, but Thornton's acting as mayor just now.
Oh, yeah,
so-
that was it.
That's what I
He's
thought.
going to win,
and he's
unless he
he's run-
dies.
yeah, and he's running unopposed as well. Remember, so.
Yeah.
So my brother returns to the family estate in Neverwinter with his tail between his legs. Then,
Perhaps
Yeah.
for their best.
yeah,
Your
well,
words, not mine.
he was sent to Phandalin by my father to make something of himself. Younger brothers, second sons of noble families and all that. But he privileged upbringing. He never, he just never managed. His spine was too weak. If I had his advantages, I'd be doing more than running a logging camp, I can assure you. But however, I'm sure I will see him again at some point when I make my way back to the family estate. Now,
Let's get you
I'm
out
gonna-
of here.
yes, I was about to say I could use some help getting out of here, please. How did
Vale
you
looks
get
at,
here?
why am I blanking on your name? Holy shit! Right now, I can't even think.
Corbin.
Mal.
Oh, yeah.
Vale looks at Mal. You are strong. We got here by cart. We have a cart down the road just a little bit. Mal will
Okay.
carry you. He's big and strong.
No. With your permission, obviously. I don't assume.
Yes, please. If someone wouldn't mind grabbing what's left of my chair, perhaps I can have it repaired when we get back to Phandalin as well.
Yeah.
Vale will
Okay.
gather some of the pieces
Yeah.
that she can carry.
I'll help out with the chair.
Okay, Malgo, and make a strength check for me then, please.
Oh,
Oh
God,
my
then
god,
we
please
drop
don't
him.
drop him.
Yes, please don't drop this man.
Oh boy.
Is
It shouldn't be that hard.
no, it's not
Torvin
a
has
saving.
arms. I'm sure his arms are fucking buff as shit.
True. Yeah.
15.
Okay. Like a newborn babe, you pick him up and cradle him in your mighty barbarian arms, ever so tenderly, and carry him outside to the cart. And as you do that, he says, "It does a man of my dignity no good to be carried as an infant, but needs must. I thank you. I
I mean,
you
I
for
can
your
switch to
assistance.
fireman carry if you want.
I'm comfortable as I am, thank you."
Okay. That's what I thought.
And as Malfeasance lifts him, you do see that as sort of as you know, as someone he's obviously sort of paraplegic, he from the paralyzed from the waist down, but his upper body is buff
He's swole as fuck.
as an absolute opposite to his sort of fleshy weakling of a brother. Like, this is a guy who, you get the impression that he's not just buff from getting himself about. Like, he has the look in the hands of a man that actually You know, he
Works
doesn't
in a
let that
logging camp.
disability. He works in a logging camp, yeah. Like he doesn't let the chair get in his road. Like he's out there, you know, he's out there chopping down trees and stuff with his men. So
Built
yeah,
the chair with
but
his own
but-
hands.
bit of
The
a
only
different
the only mental image I can conjure is Joe out of Family Guy.
I was
Joe out of
thinking the
Family
same
Guy. I can't do the voice, but Joe out of Family Guy exactly. So you make it back to the cart with him,
Yeah.
and I guess sort of place him down in there. It's sort
Hit
of
me
getting-
next because I quite literally can't move.
So it's getting to be mid-afternoonish. So you can depend what you want to do. You could take an extra long rest here and set out for Phandalin in the morning, or you could get going and
How long does it take to get to Phandalin from here?
it's
A
a
day
2-day
or
walk.
two?
2-day walk from here, yeah.
2-day walk. I think we should get started.
Yeah. On the
That is
way
my
up to this
opinion.
building, I saw a entrance in what looked like some woods with some more of those sort of ash, sort of destroyed buildings. Do you think we should check them before we go?
Perhaps. Considering what we found in the first one. Actually, it brings me to a
Oh.
question.
Are you talking about these ones up here on the high ground project? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, does that mean is that going up? Is it right? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so I might not have been able to see that. I didn't realize that was meant to be. That was bad. Well, that was a wall. I didn't realize.
I mean, these are the little cliffs, the little kind of slopes, only sort of like a 10-foot slope, and these
Alright.
these chimney breasts would be kind of tall. You'd be able to see up.
You gonna have a look?
Yeah, you want to go and have a look?
Wait, which buildings?
So just
So
on
up this
the
hill here, where I've just put my.
Is it
character.
west or east?
West.
Oh, west. Okay.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Okay. 6.
It looks like a house that fell down.
Okay.
You don't find anything in particular in there. Like having seen Nick's find something in the fireplace, you have a sort of poke around there, but nothing. Nothing interesting.
Oh, I haven't found anything here, guys. I'll come back down.
Okay.
That Stormlord effigy or whatever, that looked handmade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And rough as well, like not handmade by anyone with any kind of particular artistic skill. Just almost crude.
Where did we leave Horace?
Just
Down
past
the south, down that road just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And we did roll at the end of combat to see whether Horace had survived or whether he had been found by the Ankegs, and he had survived. He had not been found by the Ankegs.
We fed him.
He was fed just before we got here.
Okay.
I remember we were given specific instructions to feed the horse.
Yeah.
Feed him.
specific
That's,
Oats
that's,
and
in, that's in
apples.
my notes.
Oats
I
and
write down the
apples.
important things. Keep the animals alive.
Yeah.
Horace is
Those
a very pampered horse.
those weird tracks that we found.
Oh, where was
Did we
that?
all notice those, or
That was, I think, that just Nick's.
okay? Then I'll shut up about it.
Oh no, but I think she did tell everyone about them.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
guys know about it.
Yeah, you'd know about it.
Just thinking about that and thinking about the idol, and now I'm just gonna look over at Wester. Tell me from the beginning what happened here, as we're making our way back to the horse. I'll walk next to Mal, who's carrying him.
So I've been manager of this camp for a few years now, and we've always, it's always been prosperous. It's been a good business. The men are happy, the work is good, the product is solid. So the work pays well, and everything's sort of been okay. We've never really had any more trouble than the odd bear getting into our supplies or something like that. Never anything difficult. But the last month has felt like we've just been cursed. It's almost like we ever since we first started sighting that dragon, it's been like something's had it out for us. The men reporting weird half orc, half boar magic users, weird goings on in the night, things disappearing, men disappearing, which I suppose we know the answer to now. Yes, I don't know what the cause of it could possibly have been, but the last month has certainly been trying, to say the least.
Orcs who turn into boars. I'll look back at Vale. Does that sound familiar to you at all?
Oh, it sure does.
You have you have experience. I wrote those reports off to drunk lumberjacks. Are you telling me that's a real thing?
We killed one at I don't know, the Storm Tower or whatever off the west side of the coast.
The Tower of
Yes.
Storms.
Tower of Storms. That's right.
I know where you are. Yeah, you met one of these things there. A shape-shifting boar thing.
Yeah, like a weird druid thing or whatever. I don't know. Polymorph something.
Met one and heard tell of more.
I'm pretty sure we met the second one that was just in boar form when we saw those wild pigs.
Yes.
But it didn't attack us, so,
And
we're not of the business of just, needlessly slaying things.
The owner of Butterskull mentioned that he had been harassed and assaulted by a similar gathering.
Interesting.
Not only are they real, they seem organized.
All associated to the lightning symbol. What was that? The Lord of Storms.
What did we do with the idol, by the way?
I don't think it's dispelled the magic. Other than that, I would say Wisp still has it on her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I kept it.
You didn't say you didn't.
Oh, okay. It's mine.
My precious.
I assumed it just crumbled or something.
Do good berries go bad?
After a day.
These ones don't. These ones
because they're good berries, not
these are
bad
great
berries.
It's just a cantrip though to make good berries, right?
These are naturally occurring good berries gifted to you by a treant, though.
Oh, that one. Okay, sorry. For some reason, I was thinking about the druid cantrip.
Oh yeah.
So, do they provide additional healing besides the 1 hit point I would usually get?
No, just a 1 hit point still. They just don't go bad.
Okay.
Did we pass those out so each of us have 2?
Into the notes.
I think so.
I have 2.
Okay. I'm going to give my good berries to Torben.
He kind of looks at it and he's like, I've lived in the woods long enough to know not to eat berries I don't recognize. What are these?
We got them from a tree ant. They're good for you.
You
So
met a
he
tree.
claims.
You met a tree ant in these woods.
If I
Yeah,
tell
we
you
have
yes,
to-
are you going to send somebody after him?
No. I would never. I have far too much respect for
Yes.
the ancient ways of nature, but I guess that explains why we've never had too much trouble here, and why the wood grows so strong.
He did not like you guys, but you know.
Well, I suppose he wouldn't, but okay. Wow, I didn't. I had heard, the tales and legends of treants, but I never thought you. We've known each other for a few minutes, and you're already opening my eyes.
World's a strange place, my friend.
You can say that again.
He's actually
World
quite
is
a
a
reasonable
strange
being
place.
once we helped him.
Really? So, and anyway, I'm getting distracted by childhood fairy tales. These boar people. Do you have any sense of what they're up to? I mean, if you've encountered them in a few different locations now. Nothing. No sense of. Oh, okay. Well, I think we should probably get back to Phandalin then. In that case, and you report this back to whoever's in charge there, and decide what our next steps are.
Albrecht.
Thornton from the miners' exchange.
Thornton. That's
Indeed,
true,
the
yeah.
very same.
That old criminal. Okay. Well, at least he'll get things done.
That's what criminals do.
Get things done. Oh my god. Bruh.
Just
All
saying
right.
the quiet part out loud there, are you?
Oh no!
If my name isn't Vale.
Yes, Holbrook Thornton and I go way back. He's an old pal of mine. Good. Okay. Well, if it's not my brother, I'm glad it's him.
That's a good sign.
I'm glad you're glad. Because I was scared.
All right. Well, shall we then get back to Phandalin?
Yes.
And we set off.
Let us. So I will get back to Horace. Give him a pet. Get him underway.
Glad you're
so-
alive, horsey.
So gives you like a little nuzzle and a whinny. So given that this is a return leg journey and you're now a bit more familiar with the way, your DCs for the various checks required will be a little bit easier. But let's have a marching order anyway. In any case, who is going to drive the cart, which, bear in mind, now contains Torben, so it is just cart driver. The rest of you are walking.
I feel like Nick should drive the cart.
The horse hates me.
The horse hates you?
I mean,
Yeah.
I can drive the cart.
Wait, does
Okay.
the horse hate you?
It did.
The horse
The
senses
horse
something.
doesn't seem very fond of me. So.
He was acting kind of strange.
I'll drive the cart.
Okay.
Okay, make an animal handling check for me then, please, Phil.
11.
Okay, it's fine.
Average.
Average, yep. Slightly above average. So yeah, so with little reluctance and bribed by an apple, shall we say. Horace gets underway and the rest of the party take up positions around the cart as you walk along on following the trail back on the first leg of your journey. Let me see. So how you want to do it then? Like, what's your approach to this travel? Are we being extra cautious?
I'm gonna get there alive.
Cautious?
Yeah,
How are we doing
considering that we haven't rested, we probably should be a little more cautious.
Yes.
Okay. So it's still a 2-day walk, but it'll be, you're taking it a bit slower. You'll be a bit later when you arrive back in Phandalin. And I will need someone to make the perception check for the first hour of this walk, please.
I'll do it.
Go for
I
it.
have faith.
Oh, the first, not the first
12.
hour, the first leg. Okay, 12. Okay, so out in front of the cart, up walking kind of far enough away from Horace that you're confident he'll not get startled by you again. You're aware broadly of the wildlife, the flora, the fauna, the woods round about you. You're not at this stage detecting any danger. So we'll say that covers you for a few hours into sort of early evening. Who wants to make the next check?
I can do it.
You go for it, Wisp.
You said perception?
Perception, please.
21.
Your senses are attuned to the forest. You hear away in the distance, like not that it's not that in a threatening way, but way off in the distance. You think you hear the sort of gentle, sort of happy chirping sound of someone playing like a pan flute. But you can't quite, even with that higher perception check, you can't quite put your finger on where it's coming from. As soon as you feel like you sort of start to zero in on it coming from one direction, it switches and it sounds like it's coming from somewhere else. Nothing dangerous happens during your little watch. And it's getting to be time to camp now. So one last perception check, nature check, sorry, to find a decent campsite from someone.
Yeah, can do. Perception, did you say?
Nature, please.
Nature. 5.
Oh no.
Okay.
Can I assist?
Sorry. Can anyone
It's too
assist to find the camp?
Too late, he's rolled. Okay.
The die is cast.
This spot seems pretty good.
You're gonna wake
Yeah,
up
yeah.
in flash
Let's
flood.
Right.
Wake up. We're gonna end up laying down in poison ivy.
I'm
It'll
gonna
be-
wake up dead.
Why you all got such lack of confidence in my camping space?
Because you were just like, here's a good spot. Freaking clearing.
It's the middle of the road. It seems fine.
Here we go. We'll set up camp.
Well, when he says that this is good, I'm just gonna stare at him.
It might not be the inn back in town, but it'll do us.
You know what? I trust you. I trust you, Mal.
Oh, that's
Okay, your first watch now.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll go first watch.
Okay. So you set up camp. You get Corbin situated. Make some food. Anything you want to chat about before nightfall and before we break into watches?
Mm,
We'll look something up
No.
first.
I want to pet Nox. Just build,
Okay.
That's very nice.
just be very friendly with Nox.
I'm just thinking about all those boars we saw and how I should have guiding bolted the big one.
Alrighty. Vale,
This is
make an
sorry.
animal handling check for
Sure.
petting Nox for me.
8.
8. Okay. Slightly below average petting. Um. Okay, so as Nox kind of nuzzles into you and you sort of spend a bit of time just sort of scratching him under his chin and petting him along his back, you notice alongside his shoulder blades just a couple of raised bumps that you swear weren't there before.
Nix, come and check this out on Nox.
He seems fine.
No. Look on his shoulder. Feel here, and I'll split his fur a little bit, and like show the bumps. Is that normal?
No, that's totally normal. He's
Okay.
Can I do a medicine check?
You can see that there's definitely a couple of kind of like nubs there, like just like growths, as if something's growing there.
I mean,
Okay,
do they
that's
have vets in Phandalin? He's probably okay. Just a little bug bite or something.
No. Wisp, come over here and check out the Nox.
Okay. I'm gonna check out the Nox.
Okay.
The kitty.
It's a nature check more than it is a medicine check, please, Wisp. Since it's on an animal.
16.
16. Okay.
Spill it.
So can everyone I haven't done this before, but can everyone accept Wisp deafen for me, please?
Yes, I think. How do I? Oh, deafen. There we go.
Okay. So while they're deafened, then so you would recognise with a roll of 16
Okay.
that isn't normal for a panther,
Okay.
and the only other animal that you can think of that looks like a panther and would have growths like that on it is a displacer beast. And if you want to know more about what a displacer beast is, then you can quickly look one up on D&D.
I am doing that. So okay.
So with a 16, you would just suspect that. Okay. So it's up to you whether you want to tell the rest of them or not.
Okay.
I'm bringing them back in. I'm giving them the wave.
We're back.
We're back. Righty-ho. Thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
No problem, he said ominously.
We've never had whispers before. I had to figure out how to do whispers.
Is he okay? Is he okay, Wisp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you okay?
No.
All right. Well, I will go back to petting Nox
Okay.
until I fall asleep, and then
Cool. Anyone else want to do anything before bedtime?
Hang on. When was the last
I
time
no
I
longer
drank
want to pet
something?
Nogs.
I mean, we also have Torben to talk to if anybody wanted to talk to Torben.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah. I guess actually, before we start going on watches, Torben, tell us a bit about Holbrick, because we don't know that much about him, do we? You said you went way back.
Yeah, yes. Holbrick and I,
How did you
we,
meet?
well, how did we meet? I mean, we met when I first moved to Phandalin about 15 years ago. Back before my accident, and yeah, I mean, like, Thornton hasn't always been a respectable owner of a miners' guild. When I first knew him, he was something of a roguish character. He, was known to be a little light-fingered, and I guess he was one of the smart ones. He got out of that life as soon as he had enough money to invest in the miners' exchange, and now by all accounts a fully respectable businessman, albeit with, I guess, a sort of still a bit of a common edge.
is
You
that
think he's
past of his?
trustworthy?
Excuse me.
Think he's trustworthy? Because we've put a lot of trust in this man.
Oh, I mean, you can trust him to do the right thing as long as the right thing is what serves his best interests.
Okay.
Yeah, he's I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know that I would give him my family fortune to look after, but he's trustworthy enough. Yeah.
Is that past of his common knowledge in Phandalin? It seems
Oh
like
yeah.
there. It seems like there certainly are.
I mean, as small of a town as Phandalin is now, it was a much smaller town then. Everyone who was in Phandalin at that time knows Thornton's his route, his trajectory to from where he was to where he's gotten to. Yeah, it's not a secret.
Maybe that explains why Lenine didn't trust him.
Oh yeah, no, she does not. She came to Phandalin much later. Didn't want to be there in the first place. I think Lenine's always felt like the Lion Shields were punishing her by sending her to a backwater like Phandalin. She feels like I think, should be running a much larger Costa than the Phandalin Costa. And yeah, her and she may have heard the stories of Thornton's exploits and decided to take against him. But she may have also just decided to take against him. He is an acquired taste, as I'm sure you'll have noticed.
Yes. When we spoke to attempt to rally her support, she was reticent, but even more reticent to tell us why. Decorum, perhaps. I don't know, but I did find it curious.
I mean, as far as I know, it's a simple case of just she just doesn't fucking like him.
Sometimes it is that simple, I suppose.
As I say, an acquired taste. What about you? What's your read on him? You seem like a smart fellow.
I think your assessment is is close enough to my own thinking that as long as the town's interest and his interest align, then he is someone we can put that we can put at least a reasonable amount of faith in. It's if those objectives ever deviate, when he may bear further watching or further scrutiny. But for the moment, when you get to town, you'll see the fruits of his labor, so to speak, and it's hard to argue with the results, in all honesty.
Really? In what way?
Well, God, I forgot the name of the inn. Been too long.
Stonehill.
Stonehill?
Stonehill's place, yeah.
Yes. Well, the owner of the Stonehill Inn is now well on his way to starting his own brewery with his backing. He's doing quite a bit to expand the town business traffic coming in and out along the roads. Honestly, rather impressive given the time frame.
Yeah, good on him. I've said it to my brother enough times that Phandalin is, but for the sake of 10 miles, ideally placed to be a much more important, prosperous town than it is. So if someone with drive, unlike my brother, is willing to improve the place, then more power to him.
Okay, I'm just not in agreement with that.
Okay, so as the evening sort of starts to wind down then and the sky starts to darken, we have an order for watches, please.
Since I had a full 8 hours of sleep, can I assist with like 2 watches?
Yeah, you only need 4 hours, so you can if you want to do 2 watches, you can do 2 watches.
Okay, I'll go first and second. With whoever.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me then, please.
Is it 2 people on the first watch then? Because Mal's gonna stay up.
Okay. Are you doing that, Mal?
Is that-
Well, I
You
did say
first.
earlier on that I'd go first because I picked the spot, didn't we?
Okay.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
wanted to assist.
Okay. So go ahead, both of you, and make a perception check then.
22.
22.
Oh god, it's gonna be hard to compete with. 8.
I don't think we're competing.
8. Okay.
I do not want to get into a fight today. My rolls have been terrible. So
There I can. Okay.
Mine too.
Okay.
I haven't rolled anything yet.
You may yet get a chance.
Yeah.
Project keeps picking the campsites. Okie dokie. So after like 10 sort of 15 minutes like sitting away from the main body of the camp, without the benefit of the fire keeping the beasties of the air away from you, you both start to get absolutely murdered by mosquitoes.
Oh.
God.
Just murdered.
Just murdered by mosquitoes. Like
I
there's
cast Sacred Flame.
there's just no getting away from it. You have camped your team like right next to the place that mosquitoes come from, like Mosquito Town, is where you're camped. As the night darkens, the skies thicken with mosquitoes. Even your colleagues in their tents are no longer safe from the onslaught of mosquitoes. Nobody is getting a restful night tonight.
Damn it.
No rest.
You can
Why
all
are you
take
shocked?
you can all take a short rest, but tonight's 8 hours will not count as a long rest.
Son of a bitch.
Meanwhile, the warlock over here.
meanwhile, Timmy's getting all his spell slots and health back.
Yay, got all my spell slots back.
All right. And you're also all going to take a point of exhaustion, please.
Oh. How do we?
Should I have 1 or 2 things checked for the short rest?
How do you mean?
Do you have any missing hit points?
You can roll hit dice. You can roll hit dice to regain hit points on a short rest if you want.
Yeah, just the one, the automatically apply healing with dice result if you want to check the boxes for your short rest.
Should I get my
Not
skill
reset
sheet?
maximum HP changes during this reset.
In fact, everyone except Nyx, because of our elvish requirement for only 4 hours of meditation to fulfill a long rest. Yeah, Nyx, you can take a long rest, but everyone else.
I
What
don't
does
think
this
I did it
mean?
right.
What does I don't
Nico
actually
would
know
also get a long rest too, because Nico only needs 4 hours.
No.
No?
No. I actually do have to sleep.
Oh, okay.
But
Sorry, I thought we talked about that before.
No, like the deathless nature means I don't have to breathe, but apparently I do have to sleep.
Okay.
I didn't used to have to sleep until I turned into a Dhampir, but now I have to sleep.
What is the
which I'm sure was real weird.
What's this bit at the bottom where it says barbarian hit die 1 day 12 hours, and you can like click things in it? What?
Right. So short resting. I'll go into yours just now. So a short rest is like sitting like chilling for an hour. Right, not really doing anything. Like you can do like meditating on weapons and items and attuning and stuff like that during a short rest, but you can't like fully heal yourself or regain all your spells or reset all your abilities. So it is. Where's the short rest button? Short rest. So automatically apply healing with dice results. So so for each one of those boxes that you tick off, your hit die roll, you'll roll a d12, okay?
Right.
And you'll get that amount of healing back. So you're 21 points down. So you could like roll 2 of your hit die, or 3 of your hit die, or 4 of your hit die, with the hope of regening all of that health. Or so you can sort of take your pick of how many.
Is there a reason why you wouldn't just check all of them, or can you?
Yeah, because you don't regenerate all of them whenever you rest.
So I got 21.
Perfect.
So do I then take short rest, or is that done now?
Yep.
Oh, it's done. Alright, it's done. No, it's done now.
Yep.
And for exhaustion, just click on conditions, and it'll pop up that sidebar, and then at the very bottom of that, you just select one.
Exhaustion 1.
Yeah.
Am I taking the point of exhaustion or no?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't need to sleep, so your 4 hours of chilling will get
and it'll. So now everybody except for Nyx has disadvantage on ability checks. So anything you do for skill checks or any straight modifier checks will have disadvantage.
Wait, what was the exhaustion? Because I don't see it.
You click on conditions underneath your hit points.
Yeah, I don't.
And at the very bottom, there's like a scale, and just click on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is it? 1?
One.
And if you hit the arrow next to the level, it'll tell you exactly what it means.
Oh, okay.
Cool. So sunrise is early. after your restless evening, you wake up just covered in welts and itching. But you can get underway traveling as quickly as you like if you want.
Well, that fucking sucked.
Yeah, I'm gonna summon my my bow, my rose-covered bow, and stalk off into the woods and just grumble. I need to go kill something. So I haven't had blood in a little while.
Alrighty.
We
Okay,
are going to move on, so just keep up with us to the side.
Yes, will do.
So is the
Grumpy.
yeah. Wait, first of all, right. So we'll do this in order. So the rest of the party pack up into the wagon. Vale, you driving again? Oh,
Sure.
yeah. Okay. So give me the animal handling check then for you.
9.
Okay. Again. I think the Horace has had as bad a night as the rest of you, and as grumpy as you are, he sets off grudgingly and slowly this morning.
Oh,
Just give him another
grumpy.
apple.
And Nicodemus, for your hunting, if you can make a survival check for me, please.
15.
You scamper off into the woods at the side of the road, in a bad mood and looking for something to shoot and to feast upon. After a while, a very short while, you start to pick up on some tracks, like paw prints, which you sort of follow back to like a sort of grassy glade, and up on that glade, there's a small family of wild dogs, 3 pups and a mother, like just sort of gambolling about on their little grassy knoll. Yes, I'm making you shoot a dog.
No, see the problem is I'm perfectly willing to shoot one of them. Now I just have to figure out which one. Do I orphan 3 of them or do I shoot one of the kids?
I told you after the guinea pigs it would get cuter, didn't I?
Yeah.
every time.
Fuck it. We're going full Bambi with this one. I'm gonna try to shoot the mother.
Oh my god, monster!
You don't know what's happening.
You don't know what's happening.
Push
Exactly.
you.
Same.
No, you already know I'm a bad person. Come on.
You wouldn't have
Okay.
had to do it if you didn't pick that spot.
Are you shooting the mother, or are you?
No, I absolutely am. Yes.
Right. Okay. Go and roll an attack then.
Okay. Oh, I still don't have an attack profile for the made for the ranged
bow?
version of the bloodletter.
Just do it with the sword version. It's fine.
Oh, okay. 16.
That'll hit. Roll
Alright.
damage.
Damage for the just the close range version of damage.
Yeah, we can fix that later.
8.
Okay. So you pull back on the bow. The string sort of apparates that tendon like bowstring of dark energy, and an arrow manifests itself, knocked you loose, and instantaneously killing the mother dog. A litter of pups scatters at the impact of the shot back into their den.
I'll go pick up the how heavy is the
It's like it'd be like the size of a fox, like a sort of smallish, mid-sized dog. So it would be
Not-
heavy.
not something anybody else wants to eat, so I'm gonna drain it.
Okie dokie. Easy done.
Oh.
Oh, what is eyes?
So you are sated. Your need for blood fulfilled. You can find your way back to the path. The as grumpy as Horace is this morning, it doesn't take you long to zero in on the noise and the clattering of the cart and the sort of grumping and chattering of your itchy friends, and you find your way back to the party. Let us have your turn now, Wisp. Let's. I know you did one yesterday, didn't you? As you arrive back, then Nicodemus, make a perception check.
13.
13. Okay. You're sort of getting back to the area of the wood now where you met Snow Oak, the treant. So the area around you is sort of looking familiar again. You sort of keep your ears open, hoping to sort of see again whether whether you can you're going to have another run in with the treant, but the those sort of telltale thumps in the ground that you sort of experienced before you met him the last time, you're not getting that now. There's nothing else around feels or looks dangerous. I think that leaves us with you, Malfeasance, for the afternoon's travel.
What, I need to roll?
Perception, please.
Such bad rolls today. 10.
10. Okay. So you taking the lead, and sort of moving ahead, scouting the path. You sort of direct Vale to sort of steer down what direction to steer in. Been a few hours now, and you kind of think you start to think, should you not be coming towards the edge of the woods now? But you don't really see the edge of the woods in sight. Vale, could you make for me, as the driver of the cart, a survival check, please?
Son of a fucking asshole bitch. 10.
10. Okay. So you're pretty confident that you just keep going in this direction. You're going to eventually come to the edge of the woods. Your old buddy Malfeasance wouldn't steer you wrong.
I feel like if I'm leading, that everyone's just looking at me with hate.
Oh shit, I was supposed to do that at disadvantage, by
Yeah,
the
you
way,
were.
because of the exhaustion. It's better, so it's still 10.
Some of it so it's Amazon, standard Amazon delivery. Okay. So yeah, plodding on.
You're okay, Horace.
It's eventually the day starts to wear on and the sky starts to darken again. You would be expected to almost be arriving back in Phandalin by now, but you're still stuck somewhere in the Neverwinter Wood. It's at this point that you realise that you're pretty lost. What do you want to do?
Is it almost camping time?
Could be, yeah.
We should look for a place to camp, and then we'll figure it out in the morning.
Yes,
We
someone
got so
other
lost.
someone other than Mal choose the campsite, please.
Let's take a look.
Nick's
Be
go.
my guess.
You want to make a survival check for us then, please, Nix?
23.
23. Lovely. You
Paradise.
you spend a bit of time scouting around just off the path where you you've pulled up in the cart. You find a nice grassy dell, sort of free of any insect life or signs of insect life or animal life or
No
and
stagnant pools.
stagnant pools are well enough, well enough hidden from the road that you're not going to attract bandits or and even close to a little freshwater spring, where you'll be able to sort of refill your water canteens and even refresh yourselves and have a little wash if you want to. Basically, you have just found the 4 seasons of camping sites in the Netherlands. So well done. Tonight should be a much more comfortable evening.
Is my string of
all.
curses super loud? Sorry.
Nature is just like, okay, fine. Here you go.
It's not my fault, okay? I'm just the woods. Okay, so you set up camp for the evening.
Yeah.
I know we have just had a camping session. Is there anything that anyone else wants to break off into groups and talk about, or is there anything?
Why are you
anyone
setting me
wants
up
to-
like that? Why are you setting me up like that?
I mean, I would guess there are a few of you with some pretty unfucking resolved stuff at the minute.
Yeah, think about it.
Need to remind Nicodemus and Malfeasance that Mal got murdered in a dream 2 nights ago.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
suppose we should talk about that.
So yeah, if there's anything that anyone wants to
If there's
chat
any
about.
juicy details that someone wants to talk
I'm just sitting over there, like, I just look over at Mal as we're sitting next to the campfire and just be like, I don't even know where to start.
Well,
Sort of.
obviously, you've changed quite a bit from when I first met you. So I don't know. Start at the beginning. Why did this happen? Who is this person that's tormenting you? Well, teaching you and tormenting you.
Yes, tormenting teaching. I told you the story, how I came into these powers,
Yeah.
came into this condition of mine. It
But
seems
when
that
did this guy get involved?
recently, more recently than I'll just sort of let that trail off before I switch gears. He calls himself Kenchelsis, a blood god, the first vampire, or some such. I learned a little from the priestess in Phandalin. She was reluctant to speak with me. I think my condition and countenance were rather off-putting, which was understandable. But what he wants out of me, I have no idea. It seems to be, so far, nothing more than a desire for violence of any sort, but what he meant by what he said at the end, our time is coming, I don't know.
Seem, these powers that you have are somewhat of a payment, or they're contributing to maybe him getting stronger. I mean, doesn't sound like there's a good end to this relationship.
It may not be, which is why I made you make that promise the last time we spoke.
Yeah, it's just difficult to, at some point, you don't. Well, obviously, it's always going to be your decision of what to share with people. But how do you know one night someone else isn't going to get dragged into one of these nightmares?
Don't. There's so many things I don't know. I wish there was someone we could ask, someone who would know, but
Well, we did get told of a place where there was orcs and magic, wasn't there?
maybe. But it might be
No,
an
I'm not.
entirely might be an entirely different brand of magic. It might be something that they have no knowledge of. I don't know.
I have my own experiences with orc magic, and they're never good either.
Yes. Yes, you've undergone quite a change yourself of late.
That is certainly true. But I don't know. I don't know if this is a blessing for my efforts to change my ways, or if it's, a curse that's going to build me up to knock me down. I have no idea what's changed my physical appearance. It's just a mystery.
Yes. Seems like we all have our own mysteries to contend with. That's one
Hmm.
reason that I've been so hesitant to share anything with the others. They all have their own burdens to bear.
We actually don't know very much about each other, if we're considering the stuff that we've been through. But I don't know. Everyone seems trustworthy.
All things in due course. When they're ready, they'll share what they're comfortable with when they're ready.
Yeah, I can't say I've been comfortable enough to share my past, but it's as you said, everyone has their things. Maybe we should rejoin and alleviate any suspicion of why we're gone, why we're separate.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm gonna go grab see if we've got something to drink.
As Nicodemus and Malfeasance rejoin the rest of you by the campfire. Anything else anyone wants to chat about before we go see peace?
Any lumpy cat discussions, anyone?
Nope, I'm just going to avoid Wisp, avoid eye contact.
Okay. Alrighty, let's have a watch order off you then, please.
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
I'll take second then.
So Vale, Nico. Okay. Vale, go ahead and make a perception check, please.
18.
18, nice. Okay, good roll. As everyone else retires to their incredibly comfortable tents owned to the excellent campsite sourced by Nyx, to sleep off their points of exhaustion and hopefully dream about something nice. You take your position away from the main body of the camp, just sort of looking out into the woods, and again you kind of feel comfortable that your senses are attuned to what's going on round about you. As you move into the sort of second and third hour of your watch, there's nothing interesting happening around you.
Can we see the stars?
Not from where you are, I'm afraid.
Okay.
You'd be under pretty heavy
Canopy. Okay.
canopy, yeah.
All right.
As you come towards the end of your watch, you hear from just behind you, "You know, you are not very good at watching out. I have been standing here for a good 20 minutes, and you have not noticed that I was here."
You know what? I have been thinking about you, so now I feel like I have manifested you into existence. How did you find us?
How did you find me? What the fuck are you doing in this part of the woods? You are lost?
We might be slightly lost. That's true.
Okay, well, it is a good thing that Zudar found you then. I will help you in the morning to get back to the road.
Are you camping nearby?
I'm camping here with you now.
Okay, that's perfect. Seriously though, I was thinking about you like the last couple of days, and I was like, I wonder what Zudar is doing.
What are you thinking about Zudar?
Because you're cool. I like you.
All right, I like you too.
Well, my watch is over though, so come on, let's go.
So Zudar's kind of like, I'm going to sit the watch for a little longer. You can if you want, you can hang out with me, or you can go to bed. You're don't bother waking your friend up. I will take the next watch.
Well, we have this thing where I have to get him up. So you're going to have company.
All right, that is fine with me. Who's coming to speak to me now?
Nico is coming.
The pale guy
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
okay.
you know what? He's cool.
All right. Well, I would
Just
like to get to know him.
Just don't let him near your neck.
Well, we'll see how the evening
mean,
progresses. Yes.
Unless you want to, you know what I mean. All right.
All right. I will see you in the morning. Sleep tight, Vale.
Okey-doke. And I will go wake Nico up. Hey, you're
Tell me
going to have
it's
company on your watch, by the way. Zudar found us, but he knows where he is, so at least we won't be lost anymore.
Oh, thank the gods. That's a
It's true.
relief.
All right, I'm going to bed.
Ah,
Go talk to Zudar.
good night, Vale. Thank you.
Good night.
I'll make my way over outside. Over to where Zudar is.
And Nicodemus, how you're doing? Good evening to you.
Well, my friend, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm good. I'm glad I have found you. Your people are lost as fuck out in the woods here.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way, doesn't it? I'm starting to suspect that we were on the wrong trail. But
Well,
I admit the
this-
woods are not my natural element.
No, Zudar is very at home in the woods. Have you what have you been doing? Since I last saw you? What's
We,
been happening?
We're on our way back from the logging camp in the east.
All right.
Rather a mess, I'm afraid.
What happened there?
To put it bluntly, a massacre.
Ankegs, I bet, yes. There are a
Yes.
lot of them up in that part of the wood. I should have told you. I should have warned you. I'm sorry about that, but yes, there are a lot of nasty shit up in that part of the woods. I have been out in the western side of the woods, which is pretty much where you are now. Actually, there's some weird shit going on up there. Weird
tell.
thunderstorms and weird stuff. I couldn't really find. I scouted about for a few days. I went to visit the Falcon in his hunting lodge, but he couldn't even. Even Falcon could not point me in the right direction. I don't know. There is something going on around here I do not like.
Yes, there certainly do seem to be a lot of odd happenings. Our new traveling companion from the logging camp mentioned that they had been experienced a long bout of misfortune and odd occurrences. Curious.
Yes, I do not know. Maybe we should get back to Phandalin. We can regroup and see what Thornton thinks. Maybe he has an idea of what we can do about all that. So
Perhaps.
anyway, your friend Vale, what do you know about her? Tell me about her.
Precious little, I'm afraid. I was actually just speaking with one of my companions and talking about how little we seem to know about each other.
You've not been together as a team for long?
We have, but as I told him, we all have secrets. We all have stories that we haven't shared with each other.
All right, I get it. Everybody has a dark past. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. Like I have been with teams like that in the past. It is it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. You guys seem to be doing okay though.
Yes.
So you don't know.
I know she's certainly capable. Fair. And
What? I mean, I have seen her trick with the knives, the glowy purple knives. That is pretty cool.
yes. And she's kind of Nico just kind of taps his chin and searches for the right word. One of the more empathic individuals I've met. She seems to care a great deal.
How do you mean? Like she cares about people? She cares about money? What do you mean?
Yes, and yes.
All right.
It's kind of chuckle a little bit at that.
I've never. I said to her, we were talking on the way, on your way to the loggers camp, and I was with you before. I've never met a being like her before. It's very unique. She says she is a shifter. Do you know anything about them?
Confess, I do
But
not.
you don't come across many of them. I have traveled all over the realms, and she is the first one of them I have ever seen.
Same.
Okay, listen, I have a nice little bottle of something to take the chill off of the night there in my satchel. How about you and me? We have a drink.
That sounds lovely.
So he goes into his pack. He pulls out like a green glass round bottle with like the cork in it. He sort of bites the cork out, passes you the bottle.
I'll take a delicate sip.
The liquor inside it is fine. Like it is well made, smooth stuff. It's like it almost tastes like toffee, like caramel, like a really rich, strongly alcoholic liqueur.
Goodness, that's delightful. Pass him the bottle back.
Oh yes, this is my favorite. I get this from a guy I know in Baldur's Gate. It is very, very good. It is a bit expensive, but it is, it is worth it. He takes a big chunk himself. He's you cannot beat it. Here, have some more.
Thank you. I'll take another sip. Polite sized.
And as you take another sip, he pulls another bottle out of his satchel. He's like, "You can keep that one." And he just starts drinking.
Many thanks, friend. You're right. There's no substitute for the finer things.
Yes, that is true. And he goes back into his satchel and he pulls out like a long pipe and some tobacco, and he starts smoking his pipe, and he's like, "So what is your deal?" Again, you look like an elf, like a half elf, but this is not something I have seen on the fangs, the big teeth. I do not know what are you. What kind of thing are you?
It is a long story filled with sighs.
All right.
But
the good kind of size or the bad kind of size?
Oh, the bad ones, obviously.
Do not like those stories.
No. To give you the extremely abbreviated version, I have a condition where I must consume blood on occasion.
Like a vampire?
Like one. I am not.
Because I've seen you outside in the daytime. You are definitely not a vampire.
You're right.
All right. Cool. You're a very cool bunch of people. I have never seen such an eclectic bunch. I have surfed with some fucking weird crews, but you guys are... I like you. I like you all. You seem cool.
As do you. You seem...
All right.
What's your story?
Oh, Zudar's story is very... very long and very interesting, and you would not believe half of it if I told you. It is a tale of adventure, of love and loss, and of riches, and yes, it is one for maybe a night where your watch is not about to end. Yes.
Perhaps. I should like to hear it someday.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I will tell you once we get back to Phandalin, and we can have some time in the tavern or whatever. I can tell you a few stories. There was I will tell you this one this story that I heard. It happened in I was traveling in the way in the east, and I got in tow with the local thieves guild. You know, this is my trade. I'm a thief. You know, to trade. A member in good standing of the Neverwinter Guild, and this job came to us to go and relieve a local noble of some of his property, and Zudar posed as his butler for about 2 months, 3 months. We got to know each other. We became very good friends. He was a very nice man, this nobleman, but he was a very rich and very stupid man. And you know what they say about a fool and his money. So me and the crew that I was working with, we one night I left the door open. We sneaked in. We emptied him out. Absolutely emptied out his vault. We had so many bags of coins, so heavy that we could not escape. And that is the story of the first time that Zudar Nightfall was ever pinched while doing a robbery. I did not see the sun for a little while after that. So I've learned from then to be much more careful. But it sure was fun while it lasted. Anyway, I think I'm going to hit the sack myself. Enjoy the rest of your watch, Nicodemus. I will speak to you in the morning, okay?
Good night, Zudar. Thank you.
Take care. Sleep tight. I'll see you later. And he kind of gets up, corks his bottle, taps out his pipe, and just sort of swishes off in the direction of the campfire. And he sort of, rather than like sort of pitching a tent, he just sort of takes his satchel, gets himself sort of near the fire, almost kind of curls up like the way a dog would in front of the fire. And he just settles down and gets off to sleep.
I'll look at my new bottle of liquor, and I'll put the cork back in and save the rest for later.
Okie dokie. Next watch. Who's up?
Oh, I mean, I can. Yeah, I think you did the
Either
first
way.
two, didn't you?
I don't know if I did any watches. Did I? I don't know.
Okay, you can have one then. Roll perception for me.
Almost rolled deception. 12.
Okay. The rest of the night passes without incident. The only sound outside of the natural order of things is the sort of gentle snoring coming from the direction of the fire where Zudar's curled up in a ball. Some outrageous French snoring coming from the fire. Morning comes. Zudar's the first man awake since he doesn't have the cover of a tent. And the rest of you are all woken to the sound of pans and kind of clanging loudly, and the smell of bacon wafts throughout the wafts throughout the campsite, and you hear Zudar's voice just sort of humming a happy little tune while he sort of busies about making breakfast for everyone.
Do we get to take a long rest and resolve our exhaustion?
You do. So everyone can please mark off a long rest and
Yes.
remove your point of exhaustion. I think the long rest should probably do that anyway.
You have to check a box for the exhaustion, but yes.
Oh, do you? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think someone's at my door. Just give me 1 sec. Sorry.
No worries, man. So,
Zudar, you're cooking us breakfast?
yes, I've what kind of guest do you think I am? I am a guest in your house. I will make you breakfast.
You're a good guest.
Yes. And it, like at that, he kind of hands you a plate with like a thick heel of bread, like some really nice, crispy, thick slices of bacon, like a couple of fried eggs on there, like a good, solid breakfast. He's like, I found some of this skull butter as well. I've used it to cook the bacon, and there is some left for your bread, and so you can help yourself to that. I suppose it is probably your butter anyway, but there you go.
Perfect.
And he sort of sees Tibor coming out of his kind of pulling his way out of his tent and stuff, and he's like, "Hello, we have not met. I am Zudar Nightfall," and they sort of, and I'm not fucking having a conversation with myself, so it's like they introduce each other. They have a quick chat. Zudar kind of makes breakfast, hands out plates to everyone, and sort of settles in around the campfire while everyone eats breakfast.
It's delicious. Thank you so much for making us breakfast.
You're very welcome, Phil. Thank you. So, look, you are probably 10 miles away from where you're supposed to be at this point, okay? Like, if you were aiming for Phandalin, you have missed Phandalin. The good news is that the edge of the wood is only about 3 miles in that direction, and we can get back onto the Tribord Trail, and we can be in Phandalin by mid-afternoon. We are not too far. So, if you guys want to finish up your breakfast, we can get going.
Sounds like an excellent plan.
Absolutely.
All right.
That is exactly what we want to do. We want to get back to Phandalin so that we can, fix Torben's chair and, get him to somewhere that is more comfortable, get our money.
All right, let's get that move on then. So Zudar gets up with his usual kind of enthusiasm and energy and starts kind of busying around, tidying up, taking plates off people, like they kind of taking the last bit of bacon off their plate as he's pulling it away from them, kind of finishing the last bit of bit of coffee out of their cups. And before you know it, the wagon's packed. Everyone's ready to go. Torben is placed gently back in the cart, and it's time to move off. And since I know the way, Zudar will drive for the first little while, okay, until we get back out onto the road, and then I would like to stretch my legs after that. So we will do a survival check for the old 22. So nice, easy morning of a kind of gentle trot finds you on the edge of the Neverwinter Wood once again, out on the out in the valley that creates the Tribal Trail, only 20 miles from Phandalin. I need Vale, go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, shit. Okay.
These dice are fucking me today.
Nice jail. The jail with you.
Everything seems fine. Okay. So the afternoon wears on. and you find your way down towards the barricades at the
We
top
missed
of
the
the
motherfucking dragon den.
the top of the Tribor Trail where you first met Willy Bar. He's
okay.
not there. He's not there today. He has taken your advice and erected a sign that directs people towards Phandalin. So he's an artificer who does not do things by half. So what you see in front of you is a sort of ephemerally glowing, magical, sort of blinking sign that stands sort of 8 feet tall on like a shiny backed metal placard, and it says Phandalin this way with a big arrow, and the arrow's kind of magically flashing, sort of imbued with some sort of magical power. And then
He
just
did it!
then just underneath it, there's like a little plaque that says "Artificing by Willy Bar Rebel Babble."
Willy
So
Bar
that-
Rebel Babble.
So that's how you spell it.
And Vale's just gonna keep practicing his name as they pass. Willy Bar Rebel Babble.
Cool.
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
So as we approach down into Phandalin, I need everyone to roll a d20
Just
and add your wisdom modifier.
That rolled much better.
Roll the d20. Sorry, I've just come back.
Oh,
So just a wisdom check. Make a general wisdom
wisdom,
check. So
wisdom check.
yeah, so
17.
d20
Oh,
plus
wait.
wisdom modifier.
Oh, okay.
What have we got to do? Sorry.
So
So
see
18?
8.
So wisdom check I can do.
Yeah, you just click on.
click on the modifier number on your wisdom box. And 9. Okay.
Modify number.
Yeah, you've done it.
You did
voice
it,
checked.
yeah.
You've done
Oh, 9. Okay.
it. Next.
Well, I'm scared now because I rolled a 17. I feel like this is going to be lower. Hold on.
Okay.
Well, you rolled a 17, so just add your. You don't have to necessarily.
I rolled a 17, so it's fine.
Okay.
Really 19.
So that is Well, 17. What did you roll there? 19, did you say?
I got a 17 total.
17 total. Okay. So as you approach Phandalin, you reach what now looks to be a pretty well constructed and finished exterior city wall. In the middle of that, there's been erected a large gate and 2 guard towers. One of those guard towers is frozen solid, as if like shards of ice sort of dart off from it, like it's been hit by a white dragon's frost breath. The gate itself sort of hangs off at a bit of a sort of jaunty angle, and you can see through into the city that as much as it's not been decimated or anything like that, not by any manner of means, it looks as though Cryovane, the dragon, has taken a couple of passes at the city, out of the town. Sorry. Oh, so
Well, looks like we missed the dragon.
what do we want to do?
Vale's gonna rush ahead. Wait,
Okay.
is Vale still driving? Never mind.
No, Zudar's
Who is driving? Vale is driving. Wait, what?
Yeah, Zudar was driving.
Can that be?
Oh, Zudar took over again. Okay. Then Vale's gonna rush ahead.
Okay. So as you go in, you see that sort of dotted around there are the kind of frozen remnants of a couple of residents of Phandalin. It looks as though there's been a couple of people frozen and snatched. A couple of, some of the buildings are generally sort of damaged either by sort of claw or tail. Here and there, you can see the sort of remnants of frost breath, and as you sort of burst into the town square, you can see that the pile of stones that was once the shrine to Timora has been completely frozen solid by the breath of the dragon. Other than that, there doesn't appear to be any sort of significant damage to any of the significant residences. The inn's still standing, the Costa's still standing. It looks like the miners' exchange is still there. Most of the rest of the town isn't all that damaged, aside from, from the people who have been taken, and from it looks as though the shrine and the guard tower have kind of caught the worst of it.
As we're passing through, you said there were victims. Was it anybody that we recognize?
Make an investigation check for me.
8.
8. Okay. Nobody that you recognise. Some of them, there's not much left for recognition. Some of them, it's hard to see through the sort of thickness of the ice, is sort of distorting the image coming out. And some of them are just people that you don't recognise. So you can't say for certain that it's not somebody that you know, but it doesn't look that way on first glance.
Okay.
So
So this must have been recent if the ice is still there. Okay. Is there any dragon around? Can we see the dragon?
Make a perception check.
13?
Okay. You spend some time kind of, weapons drawn, like daggers summoned into your hand, scanning the sky, looking for any signs of the dragon. You don't see anything. It's not a cloudy day. It's a pretty clear day, but you spend enough time, you scan every sort of section of the sky that you can. You don't see the dragon, certainly not within your field of vision anyway. So as you stand, as the party stands along with Zudar on the cart, and Zudar and Torben on the cart, in the middle of the town square, Thornton, Holbrick Thornton kind of bursts angrily out of the door of the Stonehill Inn, sees you all standing there, and just unleashes on you. He's like, "Where the fuck have you been? You were supposed to be back yesterday."
We got lost in the woods. We got delayed.
Lost in the fucking woods. Lost in the protectors of Phandalin. You're supposed to be fucking protecting us. The very minute when we need you, when we get attacked by a dragon, you're fucking lost in the woods. And he's just fuming at this point. Like, it just descends into like an unintelligible like drone of cuss words and screams. It's just like, fucking bastards. He's just absolutely losing his temper.
Well,
I think of half a dozen things to do here, and none of them are helpful.
yeah.
Listen, Albrecht, you need to calm down because, shit happens. And we weren't here because we were off doing some other duty to bring Torben back from the logging camp. Which, You know, I'm gonna give you some more bad news, okay? Because the logging camp up north was attacked by unkegs. There is nobody there anymore working because of this bullshit that is happening.
You just see him. Like the pallor of his face
The vein.
it just changes from red to purple, and you can just. It looks as though the top of the guy's head is about to pop off.
Another thing, there are these orc boar people who apparently serve the Storm Lord that are going around and causing curses and making everything else bad.
And again,
Give this
like he's just
motherfucker a heart
like
attack.
you start to see the veins in his neck and his forehead all pop out, and he's about to blow. Just at that, Sister Gariel walks out from the inn and places a hand on his shoulder.
The lady from the shrine. We haven't
From
seen
the
her for a
shrine,
while.
yeah, I haven't seen her for a while. She places a hand on his shoulder, and you see just momentarily a sort of a flicker of arcane energy, and then you see the colour start to subside from Thornton's face as she casts.
Sister, you just reversed all the things I was trying to do.
She casts calm emotions on them, and she looks at you and she says, "Well, Vale, I think he was maybe about to explode.
I
if
know,
he
it
had
would
one
have been
more piece of bad
awesome.
news." So Thornton, now calmed magically, kind of takes a deep breath, and he's like, "Right, I mean, is that?" And he looks over at the cart and he sees Zudar and he sees Torben, and he's like, bring to all of you, come inside the inn. Let's have a drink, have something to eat, talk about this. Can someone bring Torben in?" And he now looks more than anything like he overwhelmingly just looks dejected, just like a man really kind of down on his
I
his
feel
luck,
bad.
and he kind of skulks off into the tavern.
As we're going into the tavern, I'm gonna dig into my pack. I'm gonna take out the bottle that Zudar gave me, and I'm just gonna press it into his hands on the way in the door.
He looks at the bottle and he looks at you, and he kind of gingerly unstoppers it and gives it a smell as if this better not be blood that you've just fucking given me a bottle of. And
No.
he takes a whiff of it, and he's like, and he just raises it to his lips, and he just takes a good draft of it, like he finishes like half the bottle, recorks it, and hands it back to you. And he just goes, he's like, "Thanks for it."
Something tells me you need that more than I do right now.
That is lovely. Where did you? Oh, anyway, let's go inside. So he kind of leads the way inside over to the Broken Blades table where your team sigil sort of sits, marking it as your territory. He sits himself at the head of the table and sort of gestures for everyone to sit down. Zudar's sort of carrying Torben in, and sits Torben at Thornton's left and takes a seat at his right himself, leaving the rest of the table for you guys to sort of fill up into.
Sink down into my chair, put my bottle back in my pack, and save the rest of it for later.
Again, it's as always. These days, the Stonehill Inn's tap room is busy around you, but rather than the sort of jovial, welcoming place of entertainment and good times that you've kind of gotten used to over the last month or so, it's understandably quiet and subdued. The people who are in are sat at tables and sat at the bar. No one's really talking. Everyone's sort of got a drink in their hand that they're sort of nursing, or you know, the opposite of nursing, that they're just sort of downing. everyone sort of feels like most of the town of Phandalin is in the Stonehill and sort of trying to cope with the trauma that they've just experienced. Anyone who's sort of ordered food, like a couple of people around the way, they've ordered, you know, plates of ham and bowls of stew and stuff. The food's just sort of sitting untouched next to them. Thornton kind of looks over at Toblin Stonehill and gives him a wave, gives him the signal, and rather than your normal sort of bespoke order and jovial service, Toblin just brings over like 6 jugs of ale and a cup for each of you, and sets it down like without really saying anything, and he you know, kind of retreats back behind the bar. Thornton's gonna just pick up a cup and pour himself an ale. Pour one for Zudar and one for Wester, and then kind of give the wave to like the rest of you to sort of serve yourselves. Once he's sort of taken a big drink of his ale, so the dragon came in the night. It got one of the Laneen Growin's shop boys as he was making his way back home from the tavern. And then all hell broke loose. Our newly formed militia came out with bow and arrow and tried to fight it off, but its armor was too thick. Hide was too thick. Our arrows couldn't pierce it. That freezing breath of it destroyed the temple, destroyed the guardhouse and the gatehouse, and I still don't have a number of exactly how many people it took. But there's one thing that's for sure. Well, 2 things. One is that is not the work of some hatchling dragon. You could tell, I don't know how much you know about dragon lore. I know a little, but as they get older, they shed their scales, and what comes into replace as they get older is finer and thicker and more lustrous and shinier. This dragon was not in its sort of first phases of life. This was not a young dragon. This dragon's at least, maybe not an adult, but it's not far off. I think we've underestimated the threat from this thing. I really do. I think everything we had that told us it was a young dragon had us not all that worried about it, but now that I've seen it in action, fuck. It needs to get dead quick. Which is where you lot come in. There was a few other tasks I was going to ask you to do. I was going to ask you to empty out the axe home, the old dwarf dungeon where we could have retreated to, but in the event of the dragon attacking, but we'd never have made it. And you can see as he kind of puts his head in his hands, you can see just like all the confidence is gone out of him now. Like the man that you've come to know, that's been your patron for this last couple of months, it's like all that bluster is gone from him, as if like I had a plan for all of this and it's just all been defeated. And he's like, if we'd made a run for Axholm, fucking 15 miles away, that dragon would have wiped out the whole town. don't know what I was thinking. I've got two things I need you to do, Broken Blades, and I need it done quickly before that dragon comes back. I need you to figure out what the connection between the dragon and these half-orc, half-boar bastards is. I need you to go find this dragon barrow, find this dragon killing sword, and find this dragon. Kill the bastard. You do that, and I'll I will fucking erect a statue in your honor in the middle of this town. Please, I'm asking, I'm begging. Can you do? Is this a thing that you can do?
Well, if not for you, we will definitely do it for the town of Phandalin. Because I don't know about. I'm sure my comrades feel the same, but losing these innocent people is not okay. So I am definitely ready to go.
All been leading to the dragon.
Truth to tell, I don't know if I'm strong enough, but you have my word that I will give everything that I have.
It's all I needed to hear. Thanks. Now, the dragon barrow. I've had some scouts check it out, and they reported that they found a place just on the eastern edges, the western edges of the Neverwinter Woods, where at night there are will-o-wisps sort of centering around what looks like it could be a burial mound. They couldn't find a way into it, but I can mark the location on your maps from their reports. So let me just Emerald 20 do that right now. See that X that appeared?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. So that's the location of the dragon's barrow that he gives you.
You said
Yes.
will-o-wisps come out at night?
Yeah. Which is, generally speaking, is a surefire sign that something's buried there. Also, I've had word back from Big Al at Butterskull and from Falcon at the hunting lodge that they think that this orc and boar situation is centered at the Circle of Thunder up in the northeastern part of the Neverwinter Wood. So I'm going to mark that on your map as well. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Falcon is a man of the woods. He knows the area. I'd rely on his intel, but he's not a fighter. He's not a magic user like some of you are. This task is beyond him, I think. But whatever you find by way of magic items or artifacts at either of these locations, I'm sure will help you in your eventual task to rid us of this dragon. Now, I would like if don't know how to say this because it does take you out your way. But before you go, and I've sent word to Neverwinter about our situation, requesting aid. They haven't sent men or fighters, but I am told that they are sending something. So, if you can find whatever's in the Dragon Barrow, find and end whatever's going on at the Circle of Thunder, come back here, collect whatever aid Neverwinter have sent, and then go and deal with the dragon. Does that sound like a plan?
So after we go to the barrow, we come back to here to collect whatever Neverwinter has sent, and then should we go deal with the orcs? The orc border?
I would say deal with I would say Dragon Barrow, and then orcs, and then back here. Just by the time Neverwinter bureaucracy and travel time, and
Right.
you lot will move faster than an armored procession coming from Neverwinter.
And the sooner we find these orcs, I think, the better.
Yeah, it's too much of a coincidence to think that they're not connected with the dragon. The two things like that in the same area at the same time. Chances of them not being connected.
Do we know where the white dragon lair is?
From the vision that Nyx had at the Shrine of Savras, you do actually. I thought I'd marked it on the map, but it is there.
I remember that. That was when we got pulled up into the clouds, right? Yeah.
So you're doing a triangle and then a hike up into the mountains. Take tonight and rest. Recuperate. Maybe if you can, I think it would do people's morale good for you to be seen about the town before you set off. But please do set off early in the morning. It's probably you're probably away for a few days before you can get ready to go and take the dragon on. So I think just reminding people that the Broken Blades are here for them, working to protect them, but do people good.
We are glad you're alive still.
I am too.
We weren't sure if you were one of the frozen people out there.
It came close. I was out with the militia, trying to do my bit, but got the guy next to me, but it didn't manage to get me. Just lucky, I guess. Zudar kind of reaches over and puts a hand on his shoulder, and he says, "This Axon place, this shelter, Zudar will take care. So at least then you have a fallback plan. Zudar will take care of that." Thorpe looks at him and he's like, "Thanks, Zudar, you're a good friend. If you'll excuse me, Blades, I have obviously what to do. If you need me, I'll be in my office at the Manners Exchange. If you'll excuse me. So he stands up and he walks away. And you see like just a little kind of exchange, like a little hand on the shoulder kind of idea between him and Wester on the way past, and he's like, and he just kind of leans down and kind of says to him quietly, audibly but quietly, "I'm sorry about your brother. You know what he's like now. We'll talk in the morning, mate." Torben kind of pats him in the hand and says, "Yeah." Kind of mutters his assent and let's Thornton go about his business. So, the rest of the day is yours to prepare for whatever you're doing next, Broken Blades.
Vale is going to down the rest of her ale. Excuse me. And she's going to get up and go outside and do whatever she can to kind of unice the Timora
Okay.
temple thing.
What have you got for that?
Daggers to chip away the ice, torches. Nothing like to.
Can I go Sacred Flame it?
So Sacred Flame doesn't really work that way.
Damn it.
It's radiant. It's radiant flame, so not really heat. Just
It's not, yeah.
holy. Yeah.
You know, don't anyone cast Fireball at the
No.
at
That would make it
the
worse.
thing. But I guess
Just making as much headway as possible. Like it doesn't have to be done in a day or
Okay,
anything, but just
yeah.
working on it.
So you kind of I mean, easy enough to do, right? Like you sort of set some torches round about the ice and light some fires and just to kind of generally kind of increase the level of heat around about the Timora shrine. As you do that, sort of Sister Garael comes over and pats you on the back and thank you for your assistance, Phil.
It is the least I could do.
How are you?
I mean, good. I mean, as unreasonable as it was to expect us to be here for the dragon attack, I still feel guilty.
Of course. You know, we all do what we can, Phil. This was not the day for you to fight the dragon.
No.
You know, it might not have gone your way had you been forced to fight it on its terms. At least this way you get to prepare and fight it on yours.
I guess it is undecided if we were lucky or unlucky to not have been here.
You know, yeah. Smiling lady knows what she's doing.
Yeah, that's
the way
true.
I always like to look at it. When this is over, you know, I've been on my travels the last few weeks. When this is over, you and I should sit down for a chat. Now's not the time, but there are some things that we should discuss.
I'm open.
And thanks again for helping with the temple.
Of course.
Excuse me. She kind of makes her leave, and she goes about just sort of really like just sort of chatting with other people and sort of like other people that are helping, and kind of quietly sort of you can see her like quietly and magically sort of control the fires, like just making them a bit bigger, making them a bit hotter, making them burn a bit longer if they're starting to burn out. You know, she's just sort of walking her about, just sort of you see her just like sort of flicking, casting cantrips here and there. And she kind of sets about her work, and you can see that the people at Phandalin are kind of glad that she's back, and that they've got someone, a sort of spiritual leader to look towards, as well as their actual leaders of their town. Busy yourself about defrosting the temple. Anyone else got anything they want to do?
Feels like the wrong time to go shopping.
Or the right time. Hey, we're gonna go kill this dragon. Give us a discount. Just kidding.
Kind of feels like the wrong time to squeeze the townspeople. But, what do I need anyway? I did need something. No, I don't have enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see if if I can help the innkeeper with anything.
Okay.
So,
He just sort of behind the bar, busying himself about.
I'll just I'll make my way up to the bar, and without even really like pleasantries or anything, just kind of lean in softly. What can I do?
He kind of starts. Oh, yeah, Mr. Nicodemus. I think that the main thing would be just be present, be here, maybe speak to some of the locals, make them feel better. Everyone's a bit worried, shaken after what happened.
Right.
If you see that woman over there, he kind of points to a middle-aged woman dressed in black, who's sort of sat with like an untouched plate of like cheese and ham and stuff in front of her, and a wine goblet in front of her, and he says the Lion Shield Costa shop boy, that's his mother, the one that the dragon got. If you feel like trying to comfort her, that might be a good place to start.
Let's nod and make my way over there.
Yeah. She sort of acknowledges your approach. Lifts her glass, drinks it, stands up, walks out. A few other people in the bar kind of acknowledge that happening. One of them sort of gestures you over. A small group of kind of farm hands as they stand at the bar. Don't worry about her. She's just hurting.
Of course.
Let's buy you a drink. Been standing past the time with those guys for a little while, just being visible and obvious in the tap room. And while you're talking to those guys, the door of the Stonehill Inn opens and closes. Doesn't look like anyone's came in. And then Nyx, Wisp and Mal, who are still sat at the table, a little gnomish character sort of pulls him up on a spare seat next to you. And he's like, "Hello, Broken Blades. It's nice to see you again. Do you mind if I join you for a few?
By all means.
Old Willie Bar's been working his fingers to the bone today. He pulls himself a mug of ale and starts drinking. And he's like, he said, I feel really guilty about the dragon attack. You know, I just wish I could have invented something that would have helped the town guard. I'm thinking crossbow, but on a grand scale. You know, like a really big crossbow, like a really big crossbow, something like that. I don't know. I've got some ideas. Anyway, my shop's open now. If anyone, you know, if you've got any enchanting or artificing or anything like that, anything I can do to help the Broken Blades. I'm assuming that Mr. Thornton has asked you to go and take care of the dragon and your roles as protectors of Phandalin. So anything I can do to help, come and see me in the morning before you go. Okay.
All right. Definitely
Okay, yeah,
will.
we will.
Remember, Willie Bar Rebel Bapple. All your artificing needs, okay?
It's hard to forget.
Thank you, sir. Making finishes his drink and he hops down and it just starts sort of mingling and chatting to people and stuff like that. Any more just now? Alrighty. So we'll say the day wears on. Is there anyone want to do any prep or anything like that before, or will we just wait until the morning for that?
Well, this artifice, I can't say that word, artificing, is it? Can you do that with like any weapon or armor or something, or does it have to be something specific? Like, what is it about?
So he can enchant things that you already own that are mundane, and he can also make certain things. And there might be certain things that he has already made that he'll sort of have as stock in his shop, kind of thing. But obviously, his shop's not open just now.
No, I'm just thinking.
But obviously, if there's anything in particular that you're thinking, you know, it would be something you would like to have, something you would want to sort of see if it could be done, then just message me before next session and we can talk.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I suppose
So-
this might be insensitive to ask, but I kind of have to. Did we get paid for the logging camp job?
Not yet. We'd have to go visit
Not yet.
Thornton at the Miners
Okay.
Exchange, I think.
All right.
I think what was the reward for Logos Camp? 250?
like
100
was a-
gold?
I think it was 100.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you haven't been paid for that yet anyway.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, 100
Just
gold.
checking.
100.
All right.
Alrighty, Roo.
Go.
So after the 5 of you spending a bit of time in and about the town, trying to boost the morale of the people in whatever way you can, eventually tiredness catches up with you. You all make your way off to your normal rooms at the inn, and settle down for another long rest before taking on your next adventure. Looks like that would be probably the best time to end this, because we're not going to start traveling towards that Dragon Barrow just now.
We have a very clear path ahead of us.
Yep.
Mhm.
We gotta get
You
ready
do-
to fight this motherfucking dragon.
Yeah, boy. So yeah, I think as I said before, I think we are coming towards the pointy end of this arc of the campaign. I think maybe 4 more sessions does it to get us to the end end of Icespire Peak before we move on to the next
Ooh.
bit of it, which is it Stormlord's Wrath? Stormlord's Wrath is
Ooh.
Fine,
the,
yeah,
the,
have
the
we
next.
leveled up?
Are we leveling? Yeah.
No, you're not leveling.
Oh, come on.
Your next level will be post dragon fight. Will be your
Diggity
next level.
dang.
Yeah.
Fighting
All
a
right.
dragon at level 6?
Yeah. If it's,
Level
it's
s-
yeah, we could do that. You could fight a
level
dragon at
s-
level 4.
Level 6 is pretty high, honestly.
Mhm.
Come on,
We're
guys,
pretty
I'm
we're pretty
trying to
s- we're
level.
pretty
Yeah.
tough.
I mean, the dragon's not going to be a pushover, but it's not going to be. It's not going to be ridiculous. It is no longer a young white dragon, though, as was hinted at in the narrative today. But,
Yeah, so now you can't fight an adult dragon at level
No.
4, but certainly.
no, it's and I found a stat box for an adolescent white dragon. So it's not an adult and it's not an ancient, but it's not a young either. So it's got some moves, but it's still not quite. It's not quite the pushover that the as written
long
Cryovane
as
would be at
we're-
level 6.
As long as we're smart about it, we'll be all right.
But then you
I
don't
think
know what
before
back.
we leave, I definitely want to stop at and see maybe if we can get some. We should probably figure out how to get some like cold resistance or something.
Yeah.
You don't know what backup he's got as well, though.
No, we don't know what's coming from
He might have a team.
Neverwinter.
No, I mean like the dragon might have backup. There could be
Oh, that's
4 of
true
them.
too. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
The dragon could be mob-handed.
So I've been trying to see if I can upgrade my armor any, but not yet. I mean, I could, but it would be it'd be a 1-point bump as opposed to the 2-point bump I'm really shooting for.
How many diamonds do we have for Revivify? Do
You've got 3.
you know, Ori? Maybe she stepped away.
What's in her inventory?
That's the only thing I can that I'm worried about. Anyway,
There are no diamonds currently in Ori's inventory, but I'm sure she has 3.
I feel like because we found like a couple of bags of gems at least, and I think we pulled
Yeah.
out the diamonds.
I think what is it for Revivify? Is it a 300 gold track that diamond?
Yeah.
I'm sure she has at least 2 of
There's 2
those.
pearls at that.
The pearls were for something else. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
pearls are for something
Oh.
else. Pearls might not even be for a cleric thing. It might be for a wizard thing that I just don't remember.
Right. Okay. Anyway, thanks very much for the game today. That was good. I know it was a
Thank
bit.
you.
I know it was a bit RP heavy, but you've got a
No.
lot of You've got a lot of combat coming up, so
I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's gotta you gotta
got to
you
set
gotta zig
scenes.
and zag.
Gotta
Yeah.
do it. So we will see you again 2 weeks today. I'm going to
Thank
wrap
you,
up
Scott.
stream.
That was really fun.
Thank you, Scott.
Cheers, gang. I'll see you in Discord in a minute. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Bye, chat.
Bye.
Bye.